My husband and I tried to conceive our own child for a little over 2 years, and we were unsuccessful. I wanted to be a mom very badly. And we wanted a baby, so we were open to fostering till we met the right child.
It was a little bit more difficult on my part, because she had made up her mind about it, and she kind of talked to me about it, and I was a little iffy until the first day of the MAP class. Then I was totally in.
From the first moment we were assigned a caseworker, and after that then you start going to events where you start meeting other children. We went to his foster home and I was nervous. I know that it sounds crazy because he's a baby, but I was nervous.
I was nerve-wracking. I didn't know. I didn't know what we were gonna meet, and it was very exciting to see him, because the same way he is now was the same way we met him. Very exciting, very happy, and he came up to us.
He opened up his arms and I picked him up, and he was responsive to us. He, wanted to play with us. He wanted us to pick him up. I was convinced. I knew he was my son. To me, I don't know what it is to give birth, but to me it was equivalent. That was the day that I legally became a mother.
I cried in front of the judge. I couldn't talk. I'm actually talking now, I don't know how, but I started crying. It was a joy. Just coming through the door, he called me Dada. So, that's, if you're a dad, you know how I would feel about it.
They all get to know you. They all knew our specific situation. They knew that I couldn't be a mother. I couldn't biologically have it. I was emotional. It is an emotional journey. And they were always sensitive to that. They always wanted me to come out winning, wanted me to come out with a child. Everybody tells us that how lucky Alex is to have found us, and everybody tells us that we saved him, and I don't feel that way at all. I feel that he saved us. He fulfilled the need that I had. He made me a mother, so he's our child.
My mother she wasn't exactly the kind of person who, gave us the most love. She would rely on her boyfriends, for financial support, and I guess once they left, she couldn't take care of us as best as she could, and knowing that she couldn't take care of us really changed her. I mean, she would treat me the worst. I'm the only boy, I guess. She assumed I was the toughest, so she would take out her anger on me. It was just not the best conditions for children to be living in. And after Charlie noticing these conditions, they were forced to take us away from her.
When I met him, I wanted to take him home. Why is he at the place when he's at? What happened? I wanted to take him home, but you get attached really quick when you hear the children talk, and I just seen a lot of potential in him.
My first time here at CHARLEE as a foster child, they were very, very caring, very, loving, and I just felt better about myself as a foster child.
When they have life skill classes, they start preparing them budgeting, housing, social skills, interview skills, applying for colleges, applying for jobs, and through that process we also have to look at housing.
I learned how to be independent. It also made me feel stronger about myself. I plan on going to Orlando, University of Central Florida, and majoring in medical laboratory science. They go above the 100%. They give it their all. They make sure that everything is done accurately. They make sure you're not frightened anymore. They make you feel better. They make you feel better about the situation, and you have just so much hope that everything's gonna come out right, and it did for me.
Before Charlie, I was doing drugs, powder cocaine, which I thought I was functioning quite well on with my kids. Obviously not, because I was 8 months pregnant and got high and went into labor with my daughter. I've had this drug habit for the past 17 years, young. And it drugged me. It took me to a point where I couldn't even turn back. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't. It was traumatizing for my kids, for me not to be there, and for their baby sister to be in foster care.
Reunification process is a process where the parent in which the children are taken from have up to a year to complete their case plan goal in order to reunify with their children.
This is something that I wanted, and I wasn't gonna let nothing get in the way of what I had to do to get my kids.
You have to try to build a rapport with the parent to gain their trust, because at the time that you go out and meet these parents, they're very upset. They don't want to hear anything about Charlie because their children have been taken away, or their children has been taken out of their home and placed somewhere else.
My case manager, Keandra Love and Shamika Burke, you know, they was there for me, you know, motivating me, telling me it's gonna be all right.
It's more of motivating them, working with them, calling them every day, talking to them at least 2-3 times a week, making sure they're on the right track to do what they need to do to get their kids back.
Being sober, being free, you know, I'm happy, we happy, you know. Nobody's perfect, nobody's life is peaches and cream, you know. We have our struggles, but we get through it, you know. As a family, we get through it. So my kids, I love my kids. My kids love me.
It's rewarding to me to work with these families. It's not an easy job, and they see at the end when they reach reunification that, wow, I went through all of this and I can say that I did it.
I'm happy, damn happy.